regular Eveleth City Council meeting is scheduled for 2 p.m. September 3rd, 2024 will now come to order. Roll call.
Councilor Rousey.
Here.
Councilor Coivinon.
Here.
Councilor Purpich.
Here.
Councilor Willis.
Here.
Mayor Misalovich.
Here. Item C, approval of minutes. Minutes of City Council meeting August 6th. Minutes of City Council workshop August 15th. And minutes of City Council meeting August 20th. No one has any questions, changes, or additions? Call for motion that we approve these minutes. So moved. Second. Motion made by Coivinon, supported by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item D, approval of tonight's agenda. Under new business, I would like to add one item, mark it as item number 5, declaration of public safety. Public safety hazard. Anybody else have any additions or deletions for the agenda? If not, I'll call for approval of agenda with this change.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis. We have a support.
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. No appointments or presentations. Consent agenda. Approval of payroll August 1st through the 15th. And approval of claims August 24th. There's no questions. I'll ask for a motion that we approve the consent agenda. So moved. Motion made by Rousey. We have a support.
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. No public hearings, no unfinished business. New business, item 1. We got 2 items from items 1 and 2 involving the St. Louis County, and we have Vic Lund here if anybody needs any further explanation or not. Otherwise, I'll move ahead. Item 1, the cooperative agreement between St. Louis County and the city of Eveleth.
As I understand it, the county is going to pay for a lot of the costs here with the water line.
Yeah, thanks, Councilor Purpich. So the cooperative agreement is for the water main under Hattrick Avenue, which is now County State Aid Highway 146, that we took over as of July 1st. So the county will pay for all the construction costs related to that. And this agreement allows us to pay for all the design engineering and design and construction inspection costs. So it'll be 100% paid for by the county with this agreement.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vic. You need the second item, Vic's available. Any further questions? Call for a motion that we approve this agreement.
So moved.
Motion made by Purpich. We have a support. Support. Support by Coivinon. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 2, resolution for approval of County State Aid Highway 142, Progress Parkway, County State Aid Highway 149, Industrial Park Drive, and Wolverine Way Roundabout Project. Anybody have any questions on that? I know we've been through a lot of meetings on these items.
Does this include our Jack Pine area, that road, the whole road all the way from?
No, and maybe Vic can address what part they're going to do next year, then what comes the next year.
Yep, so in your packet, there should be a layout of this resolution support for this municipal consent. I saw it in this packet right here.
Yeah.
All right, I can see Alan has it. Yep, okay. So that layout is what will be constructed in 2025. The project that's extending Progress Parkway down to Highway 37 will be in 2026.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a two-phase thing for the county side. Just maybe I'll step back for a high-level overview. MnDOT's project, which will complete all the improvements on Highway 53, will be completed in 2025. That roundabout at Wolverine Way, the county will be completing that also in 2025. They will be separate contracts. So MnDOT will bid its project, open bid for its project. We're going to strategically open bids like a week or 2 weeks after MnDOT opens their project in hopes of perhaps that might allow us to get the same contractor. Either way, we can still move forward with the project. But then you'll see that full Rainway roundabout project, everything on Highway 53 in 2025. The reason that we wanted to accelerate the roundabout project at Wolverine Way was to minimize construction impact for the school to one school season. So that way, when we construct that roundabout at Wolverine Way, you'll note that we're actually carrying the construction about 600 feet south along the New Progress Parkway alignment. What that allows us to do then is that we'll open it up as a three-legged intersection in, let's say, October of 25. Right? We'll have barricades on that Progress Parkway leg, and then we'll construct New Progress Parkway in 2026. Diversion roadway, no traffic impacts, right? When that's complete, we'll simply pull the barricades at the roundabout, pull the barricades at Highway 37, and there'll be a new roadway.
Been long in coming there, Vic, for the traffic jam that's there.
It is long in coming, yes.
We appreciate all the cooperation with the county and MnDOT in helping get these problems resolved.
Very good.
Anybody else have any questions? Vic? Call for motion and we approve this resolution.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey. We have a support. Support. Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Vic. Item 3, quote for 4 portable radios for the ambulance service.
So Mayor, I asked Therese Alvarm, our EMS director, if she can come and talk through this request, this one, and the next one, and then she'll clarify that the request for the radios is more than 4. So,
It's what?
more than 4 radios.
Oh, okay.
More than 4.
More than
I thank you for letting me address this and clarify some things. So we have, our staffing is full right now. We actually have applications on file, no empty shifts. The good thing about this is that many of our new EMTs actually live in town. So we are taking more second ambulance calls, more whatever, with people who actually live in town. Our problem is most of our radios are obsolete and they cannot be supported being fixed anymore. And the new ones that are coming out in October. So in order for us to get a good price on them right now, so we were quoted $4,700 per radio, which is about perfect, you know, in there. There are a couple of things that I can take off there to save $900 per radio on this. So what we really need for everyone to have a newer radio, or the ones that are going to end up being able to be supported and fixed and whatever, is going to be 10. There are some of them that just are not working anymore and are really old. So 10 new radios at just under $4,000 a piece is what we're asking for. And that will give everybody enough, and it will also give us one spare radio in an ambulance in case somebody's battery goes dead or whatever while on a call.
10 new radios at this price that's here?
The 10 new radios, it would be just under that $4,700 quote. I can shave $900 off of that. And that pricing, however, expires at, on October 1st.
So we're looking at 40,000.
About 40,000.
4,000. Well, how long do we have those radios?
Oh gosh, for a long time. Some of our radios that we have now have been there at least a dozen years.
Well, we got our money out of those.
That seems like
More?
just yesterday when we okayed it.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions of Therese?
And just so you know, we did apply for a grant for new radios, and the reason that I waited this long is to see if we did get approval for that grant or not, but we did not, which we kind of figured because we got one a few years ago for some things we didn't think this would come through, but it was worth a shot.
Well, don't hurt to ask, like you
Right,
say.
right.
It's public safety.
Yep, can't operate with inferior equipment.
Well, communications is so integral.
Yeah.
Well, it's gotten so complicated too,
Yeah,
because you can do so much.
the old radios, they go outdated pretty fast, and you gotta be up to date with the current equipment.
Well, anybody have any questions? I'll call for a motion and we approve this quote.
I'll move that we purchase 10 radios at the quoted price, and if she can get the $900 off per unit, all the better, but I would go with the quoted price.
Well, and I would second that because the quoted price, you know, you don't want to take stuff off of, you know, you want everything you possibly have. Because by the way it sounds, you'd be trimming off something that you really do need. So,
Something that we'll probably need in the future, one of the items in there is called encryption, and all of the radios come with it. Right now, EMS is not encrypted, law enforcement has to be. In the future, there's a chance that EMS will need to be encrypted, but I am told that they may be able to turn that on or add it on in the future, but that's part of that $900 that, you know, is not an immediate need, but maybe in the future.
Do you have the option currently of going encrypted if you have the proper equipment?
We can if we had the equipment, but we also don't have the authority. Right now, only law enforcement is encrypted.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do we have a motion and a...
I made the motion, Mayor.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item 4, quote for 2 new LifePak 35 cardiac monitors for the ambulance.
Yeah, this will get your attention.
You want Trees to address that also?
Anybody have questions that Teresa needs to answer? Because I imagine the ones in there are old.
They're very old.
Yeah, that's...
If we have a couple of things on that would be, again, they are not supported anymore after this year. And up until October seems to be the magic number for communications and equipment and whatnot. But on October 1st, up until then, we can still get a trade-in value on our current cardiac monitors. After that, we won't be able to. And they also, again, are not supported anymore for, our monitors are very old. I think they've got to be at least 15 years old. So they are very much at the end of their lives and pushing, extending the end of life. So they are very needed. And these are the same kind of monitors that we have now. They're just the newer version and just the next one that has come up. So
Any idea how soon you can get them? Excuse me.
we can get them fairly quickly. We're I would say within a couple months.
I would assume a key piece of essential operating equipment that's used quite commonly.
Yes. Thank you.
No worries, thanks, Teresa.
You're welcome.
Anybody have any questions or?
no, it's again, like it's public safety. It's something they need to save people, and it's not even a question. I'll make the motion that we...
Well, when you think of the years of service you got out of that stuff, it's a good
Yeah.
buy. It's a value. You made the motion, Joe. Do we have a support? Jim?
Yeah, support.
Okay. Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 5, declaration of public safety hazard. Brian, would you want to elaborate on that?
Yes, Merrick, thank you. I guess basically on behalf of the City Council, I wanted to address an issue that occurred yesterday morning in our downtown district. And I've written a brief summary of how the council feels, hoping to spur a dialogue among us going forward. But it reads, on September 2, 2024, a public instance of violent criminal activity occurred at the property situated at 413 Grant Avenue, whereby a person discharged a handgun several times from a public street or sidewalk. The police department is investigating this very public crime. The City Council recognizes that, 1, there is a clear and present significant risk to the safety of the public presented by such a criminal act. Number 2, this act is the second publicly reported violent criminal act to have occurred at this location in roughly 9 months' time. Number 3, This location is on the main street of the city of Eveleth and is proximate to a number of businesses that are frequented by members of the public. Number 4, this location is recognized as the clubhouse for the Hells Angels motorcycle gang. Number 5, the United States Department of Justice has recognized the Hells Angels motorcycle gang as an outlaw motorcycle gang. Number 6, the City Council of the City of Eveleth has an obligation to protect the citizens of the community. Therefore, the City Council, number 1, declares that the enterprise operating from the building situated at 413 Grant Avenue is a public safety hazard and an ongoing threat to public safety. And number 2, declares that all lawful steps to eliminate all threats to public safety are warranted. And with that, I would hope to start a dialogue of the council. Thank you.
Well, it's definitely a safety hazard, and the ironic thing is, it's a safety hazard for their own membership, them remaining in the city at that location. Because you can't protect what they got, a drive-by shooting, things like that. So I think it's time that they find a different place, location, that's more conducive to their operation. They can provide more safety for their members, and we can maintain a safe and growing downtown. It's not conducive with Eveleth anymore in the downtown area. And we should get a departure plan from them.
There are a lot of people at that time of the morning when this incident took place that are headed to different businesses downtown, whether it's to get a cup of coffee or to get physical exercise. And that could have been something that turned into more than just a shooting through a door. So yes, I am in total agreement with this, with the declaration, and I'm sure the rest of the council feels the same way.
We were elected to do what we think is best in town and protect the citizens. And we haven't been protecting the citizens. And now after this, I think it's time that we get them out of town and go by the declaration. And we should have done this before. I apologize, but we're going to try now.
I also believe that it's time to see if we can get them to relocate. And as long as everything's on the up and legal type deal, but see if we can get them to relocate.
I think
it behooves us, Joey.
it behooves us. I love that. I don't know what our next chapter is here. I think it's going to be up to Joel to guide us in what we have to do next. And I am all for it.
Well, you know, the whole thing is, they say it's strictly, you know, a public safety issue.
Yes.
And it's a free country. They can do what they want, but Eveleth isn't the place to do it. And they'll have to find a different spot. And like I say, it's not conducive anymore. And they got a right to do what they want, but this isn't the place. They have the city limits, in the center of a community. I know there are other organizations, they are in rural areas, and you virtually don't even know they exist. So I think this is a kind of a timetable, and there shouldn't be any activity there, because you get a crazy that comes there and starts shooting. You could have a lot of collateral damage regardless. That's the scary part. They're targeting one entity, but somebody in that state of mind, you could get, anybody could get shot, you know.
And I think the enterprise attracts conduct of that type.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be from within the enterprise, but it attracts that type of criminal activity.
Chief, you got any input on anything?
Certainly support this. You guys got the kind of press release.
You guys investigating anymore, or is it pretty much summed up?
It's pretty much summed up. The person will appear tomorrow morning in court, and yeah, I was very impressed with the cooperation we had with our neighboring agencies. We had somebody in custody within an hour, and our guys performed flawlessly. It was good.
I understand that our cameras paid off.
our cameras were a huge, huge part of this.
And that was money well spent.
Very.
Yes.
Yep.
So do we need, Joel, you to come up with the official notification?
Yeah, so we've got the declaration from the city council, and we'll take steps to advise the city on what steps we can take to start trying to get them out.
And hopefully they kind of take the initiative and go on their own. Do we need to take council action on this?
On the declaration, could I put that in the form of a motion, Mayor?
Can.
Okay. We have a motion, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Purpich, motion made by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Let's see what else we got here left.
Not much.
Oh, I lost my page here. What do you like that? Oh, here we go. Anything from you, Chief? Anything further?
Nothing else, Mayor.
Jerry, you got anything else?
Nothing today, Mayor, thank you.
I just think I just mentioned, we've addressed the parking situation at Lincoln Place. I know you and Jackie are working on that, so the residents know there will be at least one or two additional spaces.
There should be two after it's all
And
done.
that should solve the parking problems up there, and because maybe you can start taking the fence part down, so when the building comes, then the people will know that they're gonna have a place, because you have some, disabled individuals up there. I think that'll really make them feel good.
Yeah, I believe there's some steps we have to take to buy the equipment, Jackie, is that correct? And then we can get the equipment out of there.
Yeah, good job getting that handled too, because like I said, that's a big concern to some of them, stroke victims and things like that, who are having to go out and walk on a slippery pavement. Anything else, Jeff?
That's it, thank you.
Ellen, you got anything for us?
No, Mayor, not today.
Do you think, what are we waiting for, the bid, the utility lines in the junior high? Or the grant?
Are you talking about a new heating plant?
No,
the junior high.
Junior high lot, yeah.
The grant has to be applied for by the end of this month.
Oh, okay. And speaking of the heating plant, how's that going? Did they get a chance to go in there and look?
They have been in there, and I'm hoping to see something soon.
Good. Steph, you got anything to bring up? Jackie, anything else?
I don't think that
Joel?
Nothing, Mayor.
Anyone from the council?
We had HRA and EDA meeting. And John, do you want to share HRA and I'll share EDA?
I'll share the HRA. The HRA is neck deep in still dealing with the door controversy, with some legal matters coming. We're making progress. Bottom line is the timeline is the most important, because we'd like to have that rectified before cold weather comes. So we've granted the administrator down there data to proceed with caution to rectify the situation as she sees best. And they went over lots of different proposals, and we sort of have a door picked out. And it's a lot of back and forth. We'll give you this much money. No, you won't. You know the legalese of all that stuff. But hopefully, it'll be rectified before the snows are here. 3 to 4 or 5 weeks, something like that, once it gets rolling. So, but that's about it for HRI. Was there anything else I might be missing?
You did a fine job. EDA, I think the mayor covered that for me
She
pretty
stole
well.
a lot of the thunder, but don't forget about the shack.
Yeah, the Lincoln Place Apartments, that was the focus of our last meeting, to create some space in the garage for the tenants, and we have put on order a utility shed to solve some of the storage needs that they're going to be experiencing as a result of giving up a couple parking spaces in the indoor garage. That's pretty much the extent of my report.
That's the biggest concern for up there, has been for over a year, because that's kind of why they moved there, and they pay them kind of rents. They should get one spot inside. I got one question about the school property. You know, we can't do anything there like skating rink, putting the boards up until we take possession, right?
I believe so.
Pretty much. And that's a little ways out, I think, yet, isn't it?
Correct. After
Okay.
the demolition of the Franklin, then we'll go ahead and close on it. But it's really up to you if there's something you'd like to do in the interim. We can ask for some permissions for skating rinks and things like that.
Because I
Make a
know,
nice snow dump, Jerry, middle of the,
If that's outside of their fenced area. If it's in their fenced area, then we're kind of stuck in that fence.
because yeah, this is sitting there, they're kind of done with that area. They said where the old rink was, they left that, the old base. Because there's a couple of groups that were interested in help putting them boards up. Because we got almost a complete set, don't we, Jared?
Yeah, almost. We're gonna go through them here, you know, soon and see what we have. See which ones we need if we need some. Because we've been using some of the extras for boards that get broke down in Northside Park. So we've been adding individual ones here and there. But I believe we got almost close to a big enough rink. Yeah.
Is that one down on north side bigger than normal?
It was, I shrunk it a few
Okay.
times because it was so hard to get ice on there that we ended up collapsing it a little bit, but it's still big.
It looks the same size to me like it always did,
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
still big, but we brought it in a few feet, so.
Oh,
But
okay.
I believe we're close to having enough boards. If not, we'll just order the ones we need.
Then we have to get light poles put up, eh?
Have to be lights up there and we gotta get a warming shack.
I was gonna say, we need a warming shack too.
I was thinking of one of those buildings, just like we got like at Z-Tech, ones we got for the storage at Lincoln Place. They make some pretty nice ones. You can custom make them how you want, where you want the windows, and just put that up there, and that's that. In the way they're made, you can move them around if you want it in a different spot. Something to think about if we get to that point. Anybody else have anything wants to bring up? Anyone from the audience? If not, we'll adjourn the meeting.